The Wellness Show, episode number 359.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson Banighen, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. So welcome to The Wellness Show. This is Tyhson Banighen, and this is The Wellness Show on health, wealth, and enlightenment. It's been a busy day here, trying to get on Facebook Live, but Facebook Live is dead as a doornail. For whatever reasons, we have no idea. So if you are listening to us in any way, shape, or form, you can join us by phoning in toll-free 1-866-369-7464, and you can join us on Zoom, and I think you put the link. Is that correct?
I put it on my Facebook page, but I can't post on the what do you call it?
So anybody on this call that can post it over that would be wonderful. All right. So yeah, so what's happening in your side of the planet there, Laura?
Mine?
Yeah, yours.
Well, it's cold here today.
Raining here as well.
I'm trying to post. Trying to get that up.
Okay, I won't interrupt you.
Well, thank you for joining us here today. And if anyone has any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. And you can either raise your hand or you can chat. I have the chat up. How's everyone doing today anyway? Yeah, we have a quiet group today. Well, we have our class today on self-massage with Darlene.
No, that's not going to happen. Nobody's signed up yet, or not enough have signed up, so we're hoping to get more people coming on for next week. So next Friday.
Good morning, Karen. Glad you made it back. Oh, you can join us. Oh, that's nice. How can I join up for the massage?
Yeah, just go over to the Healing Arts Academy, or actually go to the Dowsing and Energy Healing. You'll see the posting there. And just a minute here, and you can join there.
The Facebook page?
It's on the Facebook page here. Okay, Wyatt. Okay, whoops. Too many things going on here. All right, the Wellness Show. Join us on Zoom. Phone in. I'm just posting over here at in the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Hopefully people can pick it up there.
Perfect.
All right. So
when we have Oz is here, Sandy's here. I don't know who YMD is, but welcome. Michelle, Karen, Eduardo, Debbie, and Debbie. We have two Debbies today, two different spellings, but welcome. And if you guys have any questions, you can go to the chat. You can also raise your hand, and then we can unmute you. And
you can also phone in.
You can also phone in still. Although now that we're on Zoom, being on raising your hand so that, Karen has a question.
All right.
Can you unmute her?
Sure.
Karen Tucker?
Yes, you are allowed to talk.
Good morning, Karen. She's not saying anything.
I guess I got to promote her to panelist, so she'll have to go. There you are. Now we're going to do you this way so you can actually see it. Hi, Karen. You've got
you got to go.
Got to take your speaker.
There you
are.
go.
I was just trying to say, Laura, your phone is blank or black, though I wasn't able to take a picture of that.
If you go on the Dowsing and Energy Healing page, Tyson's, I'm sorry, the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy.
Okay,
On
I got it.
Facebook. It's right there.
All right. I do have a question, though.
Yeah, absolutely. We like questions.
Okay. And Laura knows about this. The other night I was dowsing, and I was using the alphabetical template, and I was communicating with somebody that was not of the highest divine light.
Right.
And I was getting answers from this person that I used to know that actually committed suicide and was stalking me. So now I'm a little bit itchy, a little bit nervous. So how do I absolutely make sure that I am 100% protected every single time I douse?
Yeah. So number one, I don't use the alphabet at all because it's too close to a Ouija board. So for me,
I can understand
lots
that.
of people into trouble by talking to spirits that they had no business talking to.
Yes.
That being said, the positive side, and then I'll help you clear. The positive side is if you wanted to know, say, who you use on, well, you know, what's the name of your angel on your light team or something like that, then I might use it for that, right? But I wouldn't just, I'd just be really careful of not having it being used like a Ouija board. Okay, that being said, I would just say, I would say every time I use this alphabet, I only want to communicate with beings of light that abide by the law of do no harm. Okay, when I use this, when I use the alphabet, I only want to connect with beings of light who abide by the law of one, which is do no harm. Okay, and then you're safe.
Okay. All right.
Then I'd say now, any beings that I've contacted through the alphabet chart who do not abide by the law of one, I immediately sever and cut all ties with them as of now. And I declare it so be it. It is done. Thank you. And that'll clear it up. Remember,
Okay.
you're the boss, all right?
Yes.
You're the boss, so you get to make the rules.
Okay. Yeah, and I did make those affirmations as well. I did say that.
Yeah.
You know, you have no right, you have no power. I am the boss. I mean, so I did put that in there, but I'm still a little leery.
Yeah. So take it from the terminology of affirmation, because that's a want or a need, to a declaration or a command. I command in my I am presence. So when you say I command in I am presence, you are one with God. You're one with source consciousness, and it must be so. Right?
Okay,
Otherwise,
yeah.
it's a bit more wishy-washy, right? So, you have to put your foot down and declare it so.
Okay.
You're the boss.
In my house, anyway.
Well, in the universe. You're
Yes.
painting your world with every thought, word, and deed. So, be really clear on what it is that you want and what you don't want. So thank you for showing up. Yeah. The difference between, an affirmation and a command is quite distinctly different, right? It really is a declaration, a command, an invocation, invoking into creation. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. Any comments, Laura?
No, I've talked to her about this. You just reconfirmed what I've already talked to her about, which is good. I like that we're on the same page, and she knows she's going through what I went through with you, Tyhson, when I first did the clearing, and I was so scared every time I would clear somebody out of anything. I always thought I was going to get a backlash, and I'd call him and I'd be like, "Can you just check? Can you just check?"
I was going to have you double check.
He'd be like, "Laura, you're clear. Just go. Like, you're the boss, Laura. You're the boss." And I was like, "Okay." I just have a little PS or what is it? PTSD.
Yeah.
Because literally, I went years without it with what you happened to you one time, Karen, I went through years of it. So when Tyhson was telling me that I was okay, I wasn't really convinced that I was the boss yet. Once I convinced myself I was the boss, now I'm perfectly fine. Like nothing's happening. It was a surprise to me because somewhere along the line, I must not have truly believed that the deep cleaning protocol works as good as it does, but it does. So guess what? Yeah, good. It's always good to question and get more than one person's
Opinion or
you always
guidance.
Yes, ask until it feels right in your own heart. So.
Yes, because yesterday and the day before I was having like coincidental, I would see his name and then I would see my name, like on a credit or a show. And then I was seeing his name again. And his name is not very common, but today I feel really good. I'm not having any thoughts in my head. I just feel good and clear.
Good.
Yep.
Way to go.
Remember that they'll test you, right, Tyhson?
Yeah, and I think, that it's really not, I mean, I've never said this and never thought this, but I don't think it's so much the deep clearing protocol that is really what brings you the integrity of being a sovereign human being, but getting you to the point where you are actually declaring it to be so and you believe it. So, whatever technique could be used out there for you to believe that you are a sovereign human being and that you are creating a world with every thought and deed, and that you believe that, right? That when you command something to be, that it is so, that will free you. So I think the deep clearing protocol is one of the many ways in which we can help people reclaim their personal power.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never thought of that before. So
good.
Yeah, so it's really the key point of that is the command, right? Is the declaration, is the sovereignty of being unshakable no matter what.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, thank you, Karen.
So, let's see, we've got.
And I don't know how to. Oh, here we do it. I'm going to remove you. All right, thank you, Karen. All right, anybody else want to jump on?
Eliza is in chat. Would you like to talk to us, Eliza, so that you can ask about your wife?
Or do you want just to read it?
I can just read it, and then if he wants to, just raise your hand.
I'll allow him to talk there.
Okay. Hi, Tyhson. My wife has been having a very hard time with energy draining. Can we do a clearing for her? She is having a very hard time lately. Her energy is being drained very easily lately, even with my constant deep clearing. How's your little boy doing too?
Yeah. So number one, what's going on is you are at, these are strong words, but these are what are coming. You're at war with your in-laws. So that's why it's draining for her. She doesn't know, she's being pulled between her love for you and her love for her family. So she's caught between those two and trying to figure it out. So it's very exhausting and draining for her. I would really be helpful if she was able to do the deep clearing herself. And it would be even more powerful if you both did the deep clearing together out loud. Where two or more are gathered, there am I. So the energy is a geometrical progression when two or more do it together. So I think that would help. And I think Laura's right. Your little one, she's worried about that as well. So when you clear, both of you clear your family as well and clear your in-laws. And I think in the Court of Atonement, you've focused on I think you should put the whole family, both the matriarchal, patriarchal, and your family of origin, into the Court of Atonement, because there's many intergenerational, cultural, religious stuff that needs to be sorted out. And on the human level, if I think about it, I just get exhausted just thinking about what that would take. It'd take miracles, divine intervention. So I would encourage you to do it at the other level. That being said, we can certainly start to do a clearing on that, and we'll do it for everybody on this call. So I'll do that right now. So I'm gonna
Tyson,
yeah.
Check to see what
I
his
tried
family
getting her to do a deep clearing. Like I brought it up to her, but she has a very hard time doing like any energy work on herself. Like any commitments or whatever, she has a very hard time with.
Well,
Because
then have her. Sorry, Laura, go ahead.
I believe that your family has a curse or something it kind of looks to me like it's attached to your wife, and it's like spiraling through your son, and then but it's not hitting you for whatever reason. So I'm not sure if when you do the deep cleaning protocol, if you're adding their names correctly. I just feel very strongly. Can I just clear this off of your wife and your son?
Please.
Okay. Ania katilia namana inia shktinia namana inia linia katinia namana inia sktinia namana inia katalia namania kata anashnia ninia namana inia katainia lini minia no kotono shnia namana inia linia kata ono no minia namana kiti shnia ninia minia inia katilia namana inia shkata ono kotinia namana inia katilia amania nana katania shnia katilia namana inia koto Unikatini and the Anamanine, Skitini and Amanine, Katana, Manau, Kataini, Minishkada. Anikidele and Amanine, Katono, no Shnina, Katini and Amanine. Oh, yeah, I was wrapped around her throat.
Yes,
and she was like completely at a loss when she would like. Her eyes and her brain and her mouth and her ears were all disconnected. So when she would try and do the deep cleaning protocol, it wouldn't happen. And this thing was like, God basically said, you have to go. There's no more. Like, I'm telling you that like whatever you were doing, Eliza, you were doing it correctly, but it wasn't listening to you. And God was like, enough.
Yeah.
So it's done now. So ask her to do it now.
When I do it on her now, it's going to work?
Well,
she'll be able to do it now.
Yeah, and much better if you try and get her to do it as well.
Yeah.
And I think the way to talk to her about it is if she can't do it for herself, do it for her son.
I mean, when my son was told that, when we were told that my son had this heart condition, the kinesiologist told my wife to do different things for her son, but she still had a very hard time with it. Like she still had a very hard time with, even just taking a pill every day. She was having a really hard time.
Well, this intergenerational curse with around the neck. To think about that, she couldn't even speak her truth, or even remember who she is. So, with this gone, she'll start to remember who she is and why she incarnated. And in the interim, really, your love for her and your family is really what will be the sacred vessel that allows her then to come into her own. And sort of like now she can start to bloom like a flower, whereas before the energy was choked off, she couldn't even form the bud in order for the flower to bloom. So you're in the beginning stages of meeting a brand new, fully embodied wife, right? And she's probably going to be a real powerhouse. It's like God said, this person can't be turned on right now because it's not the right time. But with taking the curse off, now is the right time for her to come into her own and speak her truth. So look out.
So Laura, you were successful in removing the curse?
God was. I'm the human that allows it to happen, but yes. And then Eduardo recommends doing a name alignment with the full court of atonement, which I completely agree with. And you can do that for her. So if she's not willing to do any of this for a couple days, don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you've been doing, and she'll fall into it, just like what Tyhson was saying. This curse was wrapped around her throat, so she wasn't able to. It's almost like you would talk to her and she wouldn't hear it. She was just like, it was just in fear. And whatever this was wanted your son.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And Tyson hit it. It's over. And I know it's hard to understand, but once God says that they need to leave, that they have to, that they have no power over them anymore, they have to. So I know it's gone 100%.
So if you want some help with the names, if that doesn't make sense to you, then book an appointment with me.
Yeah.
And we'll take you through it. Okay.
I should book an appointment with you?
Yeah. If you don't know how to do the name alignment, because you were sort of saying, how do you do that? If I heard you right in the background, then book an appointment with me and I'll help you do it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Great questions. I'm not going to, well, let's do a clearing anyway, because I think that this is one of the big things coming up for everybody is ancestral clearing. And so let's just do that. So
okay.
I, Tyhson Banighen, in my I am presence, and then in my holy name, with the assistance of Divine Mother, Divine Father, Creator God, and the source of all that is, undertake a clearing of everybody on this call or listening to this call now and in the future, to clear any and all intrusions into anybody's energy field from any and all sources known or unknown, including but not limited to the family, matriarchal and patriarchal lineages, star family, soul family, and family of origin. Remove any and all curses, cords, trauma, cord fractures, toxic emotions, or unresolved conflict, and undertake this clearing for the multidimensional levels of reality throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both past, present, and future. And I declare it so, in my holy name, so be it. It is done. Thank you. Okay. Not a lot of movement, but it's like a pinpoint movement that's going on here, like very, very directive, not wide sweeping. And there's still some movement on my end. Okay, it's just about come to rest. Okay, I'm just going to tune into this for the flow for everybody on this call. It looks like all systems are green go, so there you are.
Good. Perfect.
All right, thank you very much for asking those questions. And it says differently, the time where all of the trauma that we are being confronted with, both on the nation level, on the cultural level, on the societal level, on the religious level, political, all levels, let's just say all levels, are coming forth to be cleansed, healed, and repaired. So no system that is all systems that are out of alignment with the divine and with Mother Earth must be rectified, or they can't exist as we move into this higher dimensional level of reality. It's got nothing to do with judgment. It has to do with divine energy. The frequencies are such that if it is not in harmony with the divine, it will cease to exist. It will crumble before your eyes. This is why the matrix that we call is bound to fail, because it is not sustained by the divine. It's not in harmony with what we call the sacred geometry of the universe. Okay, if it's man-made and you're trying to keep something that is disharmonious, I don't even know if that's a word, but out of harmony with the whole, then it takes massive amount of energy to sustain that. It's like they call it a wicked system, because you have to keep propping it up, because it's like a top that isn't balanced. It'll just keep falling over, right? Every time you pull the cord on the top, if it's not balanced, it will just spin around a few times and fall over. Whereas if it's the top, when you pull it, on a cord and it's fully balanced, then it will go for a long, long time, right? Almost effortlessly. That's free energy. Effortless, effortless, effortless. That's where we want to get to individually, culturally, and globally, is into that zone of freedom, that zone of one with all that is, that 0 point. And that 0 point energy means it's effortless. It's a state of grace. And when you're there, because it's blissful. That's where we're going. Anything else has to fall away. And I declare it so. There.
So Oz said she had some heartbreaking news last night, and can we just send some her family some healing and love for lifting their spirits. Thank you.
Sure. Was it a passing?
She's not saying.
I'm not saying. Okay. Well, let's do the one for the passing. So, I, Tyhson Banighen, in my holy name and my I am presence. This is the Divine Mother, Divine Father, the source of all that is. Ask that the passing of all beings who are in this trauma, this time of trauma on this planet, whether it be COVID-19 or any other disharmony, if they're at the point of passing over, that it be done with ease and grace, and may they have, may their return path to light be one of ease and grace. And if they are on the cusp and they are to be here, may they heal and regenerate and regain their health with ease and grace. So as we stand on this nexus of life and death, or let's call it death or rebirth on multiple levels, may everybody be blessed, and may everybody receive the energy they need to do it with ease and grace. And I declare it so in my holy name, so be it. It is done. Thank you. Yeah, this is a big time for everybody to make that choice. Am I staying or am I going? Am I going to return to what was my old life, which will never be the same, or try and return to that? Or am I going to create a new way of showing up on the planet in my life and with my family? So my sense of it is we can't go back. There is no normal to return to. We have a new normal. So what does that new normal look for you in your life, in your family, in your community, in your culture, in your religion, in your tradition? What's the new norm? What are you allowing to manifest into your life, and what are you willing to let go of? Which is really what the deep clearing is all about. What are you willing to let go of to make room for the new?
That's beautiful. Thank you. And I will pray for you, Oz, too, for you and your family. So Michelle Montgomery is asking, I am in a really depressed state and having a hard time getting the energy to doubt. May is a bad month for me, as well as grieving the loss of my relationship with Bill. Will you please help me get back on track? Thank you. Did you want to talk, Michelle? If you do, just raise your hand. Ooh.
We'll come back to Michelle in a sec.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to the Wellness Show. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, who are we speaking with?
Do you know Sandy Young? This is her daughter.
Hi, Sandy Young's daughter.
Hi, she just told me to call now.
Well, you're calling now, so good.
Yeah, she said, call the wellness center now.
All right, so what's up?
Well, I just had a CAT scan yesterday, and we're thinking my cancer's back, so she wanted me to call you guys.
All right. So,
Yeah.
What sort of trauma have you had in your life in the last, since you've been diagnosed with cancer? Can you go back to that moment? What was going on in your life?
Yeah, well, I had ovarian cancer in 17, and so they had to do a complete hysterectomy and everything.
Yeah, but
and they're thinking it's back.
Yeah, but what I'm asking you is, sorry, I'm interrupting you, but what was happening at the time that you were diagnosed with cancer? What was happening in your life?
My husband was working out of town for about 4 years.
And so how did that make you feel?
Well, I only saw him 3 days a month.
No, how did that make you feel?
Lonely.
Okay. What else did it make you feel?
I don't know. That's the biggest thing.
Well,
he was making good money and everything, but yeah, I was.
Okay. Well, what were you grieving?
What was I what?
What were you grieving?
Grieving?
Grieving. Loss of.
Oh, well, I put a dog down.
Okay. How close were you to that dog?
Yeah, my dad died 5 years ago. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
No, wait a minute here, but how close were you to that dog?
I had her 11 years.
Well, was
she
that?
never left my side.
Yeah.
I could walk her anywhere without a leash, and she'd stay right next to me.
Right. So, is it safe to
Yeah.
say you lost a loved one?
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
my dad, and I have actually in the last 4 years lost 3 really, really close friends.
All right. So, if you lost all these friends, then that's the basic trauma that's caused the cancer. Okay. So,
Right?
if you can let go of all that and come to resolution with it. So, why did they leave and why are you here? Can you figure that out?
I don't know.
Well, if you did know, what would it be?
Well,
Just
I don't know. One was cardiac arrest.
no,
one
no,
was
you.
cancer.
We're talking about you. We're talking about you. Why did they leave and you're here?
I don't know.
Well, if you did know, what would it be?
I've asked myself that 100 times.
But if you did know, what would it be? What would the answer be?
I don't know. I was always the strong one.
Yeah, okay, you're the strong one. So why are you the strong one?
I don't know. I took them all under my wing.
All right, okay, so good. You took them all on your wing. Great.
They had a lot of respect for me.
They had a lot of respect for you. So would you say then that maybe you were a bit of like a death doula? You helped other people understand who they were?
Yeah, I've always helped other people, not myself.
Yeah, well, now we want, so why are they gone and you're still here?
I don't know that.
Yeah, well, you're just getting close to it. So that's why I keep prodding you, because you're getting close. You're helping other people pass over and be able to do it with ease and grace, but you have the strength to still be here. So,
Right?
so why has God still got you here?
I don't know. Maybe there's something else I need to do.
Yeah, and what's that you need to do? Bingo, what do you need to do? Keep doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so keep doing what you're going to doing, and do you need to be healthy to do that?
Yes.
Okay, then it's time to let be healthy. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a declaration that would go something like this. So just follow along with me. So I'm going to say, I, Tyhson Banighen, assisting, and now you say your name.
Karen Bueno.
Reynolds, in my holy name, and you say in your holy name.
In your holy name.
In my holy name.
Oh, in my holy name.
Hereby declare.
I declare.
I'm a sovereign human being.
I'm a sovereign human being.
And I work on behalf of God.
And I work on behalf of God.
To help the other people heal.
To help other people heal.
And transition.
And transition.
To the other side.
To the other side.
And I choose to do this with ease and grace.
I choose to do this with ease and grace.
With no energies passing through my body.
With no energies passing through my body.
That would have a negative impact.
That would have a negative impact.
On my health and well-being.
On my health and well-being.
I now hereby declare.
I here now declare.
That my body has the ability.
That my body has the ability.
To heal and repair itself.
To heal and repair itself.
Starting now.
Starting now.
And I declare it so.
And I declare it so.
In my holy name.
In my holy name.
So be it.
So be it.
It is done.
Oh.
I usually keep thank you. It is done. It is done.
It is done.
Amen.
So now you know why you're here. Now you know what you're doing. And now you know that you can heal. What could be better than that? Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for phoning in. Bye for now.
All right. Have a great day.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah. There's always a reason why we're here.
Yeah, you hit it on the nail. But she kept saying, "I don't know," and I was like laughing. I'm like, it was her. It's her. I just don't know. I don't know. Well, if you keep saying that, you're not going to know. So how about you say you open up to a different way of being?
Yeah, I mean, most of us get trapped into that. So I have a lot of compassion. And I know it sounds pretty blunt when I say, well, I keep interrupting you or keeping you back on track, but we really want to get you through the story. I mean, behind the story is the how do you feel? The feeling is the trapped emotion. The trapped emotion is a discord, is a disconnection from source and from yourself. That it causes stress and duress, which leads to disease and disorder, including cancer. So we just want to back everything up into that moment of when and that situation of what caused that trauma in that moment. Because if we can get you to face that trauma, you know, in this case, it was a wonderful dog that she loved so compassionately that she was grieving it, and she didn't even know that she was grieving it, right? She wasn't aware of that. She wouldn't allow that to fully be embodied. In other words, she had defragmented over the very feelings about missing that dog.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
And then we have all these other deaths close to her saying,
Mhm.
pay
Well, and
attention.
then the unresolved issues with her father too. She's
Right.
got a lot of that to work through yet. And
Yeah.
so I highly recommend that she does the deep cleaning protocol.
Yeah, please, if you're listening, do the deep clearing protocol. And I think your mom's doing it. I know your
Yeah.
mom is doing it, so you can get it
Mhm.
from her. All right,
Should we go
the
back to
lines are still
Michelle?
open. Sorry.
Should we go back to Michelle?
Yeah, oh yeah, Michelle, we left her in the lurch. Oh, no, we didn't. Michelle, so number one, Michelle, to let you know that sound file is your file, and please use that file, the sound file, and put it into, run it 24/7, 365 in your house, and that will really bring your spirits up. It doesn't have to be loud. You can put anything on top of it, like you could play bagpipes on top of it. Not that I recommend you do the bagpipes, but in other words, you can play it in the background and put any other music on top of it, and it will still work. So use what you already have, and don't forget to, you know, to drink the water, the scalar water, with your vibration, and that's at least 5 or 6 glasses a day. And don't drink after 9 unless you want to be on the night shift, right?
So she is saying I do play sound all day and night. So there's something else going on here then.
Wait a minute, she plays what?
She does play it all day and all night.
All day, all night, Marianne, down by the seaside, sifting sand. Okay, well, then we need to do some more deeper work. So, Laura, go for it. What's up?
Well, as I read the words, what I'm getting back here is that she's grieving. She's feels like she's grieving the loss, but I don't feel like she's actually there. It's more up here, and it's not. I think that the loss of her mom and the loss of Bill and the loss, she's had a lot of loss, is like that's what I call like ice skating. It's you're still up here, but you haven't dove into it. And I think that the more,
Sorry,
what's that?
it hasn't been embodied yet.
Right. And I think that the more that you do the water and the music, and you actually allow yourself to feel, because I feel like the music is helping and the water is helping, but you're like fighting back so hard to not like just let it out.
What if the grieving was more relevant to you in the moment than the letting go?
What if it's what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear
What
you.
if the grieving is more important to you, Michelle, than letting go? Okay, so I mean, there's no reason you can't bless the water, and you say every time I drink this water, it clears away my emotional trauma, right? Like use the water. You can put any attention into that water because it's already vibrating at your frequency. So now you can put a new intention on top of it. It can be that I want to let go of grief, or I want to heal, I want to do this, I want to do that. You know, the water is so charged with your frequency that it will do whatever you command it to do for you. It's like it literally takes it down to the cellular level, hydrates your cells, flushes out the toxins, and puts your intention into the cellular level. I mean, what could be better than that?
And I got this too, is that you're putting it like you're thinking that it's outside of yourself where the healing will come from, but really it's inside of you. Like, you have to go inside and feel how you feel. And I know you feel anyway, but you're feeling everybody else's stuff, but you're not feeling your own stuff. So putting that in the deep cleaning protocol will be helpful too. Is I transmute and I transmute the thoughts and feelings of not feeling my own grief, sadness, my own feelings, and transmuting that so that you stop going after everybody else and how they feel, and how your dog feels, or how your cat feels, or how your neighbor feels, and you feel what's inside of you first and foremost, and allowing that water to work as you drink it. Remember now that it's going inside of you, and allow yourself to feel what it is that you need to feel. Because you fight it and fight it and fight it and fight it and fight it, and it will come. It'll come with the water. You just got to allow it to happen, and know that when you need to cry, cry, and take some days off of work and get into a fetal position and cry. Mourn everything that you've lost. I'm good.
Let it all out. If there's one moment in your day that you can let go of your grief, if it could be the moment that you drink the water, all right? Because if the water magnifies everything that you want and you're in grief and you drink the water, then it's going to magnify that.
She says, honestly, I haven't been drinking the water because I lost the directions. Laura, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. I do fight it. Tears roll down automatically. That's because your body, it happened with my dad too. When I lost my father, tears would just come out of my eyes, and I wasn't even crying. It was the weirdest sensation I've ever had. I was like, I'm crying, but I'm not actively crying. And so your body just needs to let it go, because those are letting go of all of your toxins in your body. So Tyhson, what are the directions, hon? Give it to her again.
There's 1 ounce per 1 U.S. gallon. 1 ounce out of the blue bottle for 1 American gallon.
What's an ounce, you think? Like a teaspoon or?
You just look at your measuring stuff, and it's about 1 teaspoon, I think.
1 teaspoon, yeah. Because we don't do ounces in America.
Well, then just look it up. That's what Mr. Google's all about, right?
Yeah, right. I thought maybe you just knew.
No, I mean this is American. This is American stuff. It's in American liters, and it says American ounces. So come on, you guys. It's for you, not us Canadians. We do everything in milliliters, right? Well, and we have a different gallon.
Right, you do the metric system, and we do the.
Yeah,
I don't even know
but what I'm saying is the bottle is all in your terminology, not mine.
Oh, right. Okay, so she says she thought it was. It's in the blue bottle. What is in the blue bottle? Oh, that was Karen asking. But yeah, she thought it was 2 ounces.
Well, 2 ounces is okay if you're just going to be doing an awful lot of peeing. It's like upping the ante to really clear yourself fast. No wonder you're crying all over the place.
She's not drinking it though. She's going to do it though. You're going to do it.
But if you want to really cry, then do 2 ounces. Like that, I would only do 1 ounce, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to let this come out in its own time. You don't want to get a flood of emotions coming through you, because you might blow you over. And I will send you the instructions again, but it's 1 ounce per American gallon. If you had an eyedropper from something else, it would be like 1/3 of an eyedropper, or maybe 1/4 of an eyedropper per glass of, large glass of water.
Debbie says 1 ounce is 2 tablespoons for us.
Okay.
And she said, so it's 2 tablespoons for every gallon of water, Michelle. And yes, start tomorrow for sure. Let us know how you're doing on Monday. If you need anything, of course, you can reach out during the weekend. But let us know on Monday. Let's see.
Allow yourself to cry.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't believe that big girls don't cry. It's not true.
Right. So Debbie says, I'm feeling at peace now. For the last 3 weeks. My question is, I don't know my purpose, and what should I be doing with this blessing that has been awakened in me, or where it came from in my family?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I have a whole program. It's a 3-month program called My Divine Gifts. And if you put in www.mydivinegifts.com, you'll see what that program's all about, which is, what are everybody has 7 divine gifts. What are my 3 primary gifts? What does it mean when that energy of the divinity flows through me? What does it mean when I block it? What sort of trauma shows up repetitively? How do I get out of my trauma? How do I stay in my true nature? How do I know when I'm not in my true nature? How do I remove whatever blocks, which is a deep clearing, removing toxic emotions, another program, and the sound program we just talked about with Michelle. Those are all parts of getting you out of their own way. And then what's this incarnation all about? Why did you incarnate here? And then once we figure it all out, then I help you. What are your unique superpowers and gifts you want to deliver to the world? And that is getting your business up and running. And by the way, in that division, I've just signed up for a brand new social media platform, which I'm really, really excited about. And I'm starting a whole branding course as of tomorrow. I think it was $297 American, and I get all these courses included. And also, if I bring 2 people in the program, I never have to pay for the program again. It's for free. And it's a social media program where it's all experts in your field. And everybody has stars according to the quality of what they're giving. So it's ranked by people who take their courses. And so you can get all the information you need to take your business to the next level from people that you can trust. There's no sort of snake oil salesman allowed to be in that group. So I'm quite excited about that too. So those are the stepping stones, What are your divine gifts? What happens when you're not in your divine flow? How to get back into the divine flow so your life has ease and grace? Why did you incarnate? What are your unique gifts here? How to deliver them to the world in a business. So those are the steps. 3-month program, $997 US a month. There you are.
There we are. And Sherry asks, I have some knots in my energy. Could you help to clear them, please?
Yeah, I'm clearing them right now. Yeah, I just like your meridians out, these little knots all the way through. So I'm doing a Harold McCoy combing your, you can see the knots right away. So we're just going to comb those out. It's not nice. It's a bad joke. Yeah, more on the right-hand side than if I'm looking at your back, more on the right-hand than left-hand side, but there's a big knot in your stomach. Yeah, you should feel a lot better right now. I'm just going to check in and see if we're done. You getting anything on your side of the fence there, Laura?
I was watching you. No, it's good.
Yeah, you're done.
I would say that the fear that she's feeling in her tummy, it would be good to question it, like what, because I think it's more about an illusion than it is reality. She's just looking at it differently than.
Yeah, or don't even look at it. How about not even looking at it?
Well, I think it's a story that she's saying in her head, and I agree not to do it. But if you are, it's a fallacy. The truth comes through your heart, not your tummy. If that makes sense. Unless your heart is connected to your tummy, which some people are. So don't take me for that either.
Yeah, and don't forget the 3-brain protocol. They're all interconnected. So.
Yeah. So. But this feels more like a fallacy of some sort.
Yeah, it's a false belief.
Yeah.
It's a false, but that's why I said don't try and focus on it. It's sort of like instant miracle is. When we do instant miracle, we say, okay, where do you feel it? Okay, you feel it in your tummy. on a scale of 0 to 10. How strong is it? Okay, stay out of your head and stay with the feeling in your tummy. Don't try and change it. Don't try and fix it. Don't
Mhm.
try and name it. Don't do anything and watch it dissipate. That's
Right.
what we're talking about, right? So,
Yes, thank you for
so don't
clarifying.
name your trauma, otherwise it will show up again. It said, "Oh, goody, I got a name. Oh, goody, let me come back." It's like a puppy dog. "Ooh, I got a name. I'm a trauma." You know, you're just welcoming it back into your auric field. So the instant miracle, the technique is just let it go. You know, feel it and let it go. But that's the whole basis of letting go, is, you know, not get attached to it. It's just let it flow through your body and be grounded into Mother Earth. And at some point, you're going to see all these emotions, like you're at the top of the sky and you see them just floating by like clouds. You say, "Oh, that's an interesting idea," or "That's an interesting feeling." "Well, there it goes. Oh, here's another one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is boring watching these clouds go by. I think I won't even bother looking at those clouds anymore." And then they become irrelevant because they're just passing clouds. They're just emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's when you say, "Oh my God, I'm feeling terrible." "Oh no, it's the end of the earth, end of the world," that you get attached, and then they get into a story, and before you know it, you know.
She says, "Thank you, I feel better."
Good.
That's awesome. And then can we say what is in the blue bottle? We didn't answer, Karen, on the
The blue
link.
bottle is comes from your, it's www.sacred-soulsounds.ca. Okay, www.sacred-soul-sounds.ca, and that is having a sound session with me, because there's more information in your voice than there is in your fingerprint. So I do a baseline inventory and show you energetically what's going on in your chakras at the physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, and future potentialities. I can show you where the energy is. And then I take you on a short guided meditation, and I get you out of all your trauma, even if it's for a microsecond. And then I record your voice again, and usually there's a huge quantum jump in your energy field, because now you're focused on who you really are and what you really want, not who you think you are or what's in the way, or you're not focused on your trauma. And then you have a sound file that you listen to, which is about 32 minutes long, which is computer generated, which clears the bottom end of the frequencies that no longer serve you, and allow that divine energy to come in when the lower energies are cleared out. So you climb Jacob's ladder, the energy level comes up, you release the trauma. And the beauty of this is you don't have to know what it is, it just happens, right? You may have some memories, but it's not necessary. So it's not like you have to be on so I call it the no fuss, no muss, no analytic couch technique. Like, you don't have to pay me $150,000 every hour once a week, although that's not a bad idea. No. So, and then your energy, then we put that on a scalar wave generator. I don't know if you can see behind the curtain. There are the scalar wave generators. They're red flashing behind there, and there's the bottle on top of them. Can you see that, Laura?
Yep.
And then your energy is put through the scalar wave generator into that bottle, and that bottle is shipped to you, and then you mix that. Frequencies then go into the water, and the water carries the frequency into your body. It hydrates and flushes your cells and puts your intention in at the cellular level. And bingo, now you have transformation and change from the outside in, which is the sound, and from the water, from the inside out. That's what we did with Michelle.
Yep. And you did it with Tony and I. Although we didn't get the water, we did get the sound file.
Mm-hmm.
And I played that sound file for a long time. In fact, I was thinking about playing it again today.
Right.
Just because we've been talking about it. And can other people or my critters drink that water?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
But the sound throughout the house changes all your critters. Yeah. And even that big critter that you're married to.
Big critter. Can other people that's what I thought. Okay, that's what, yeah. Always go with that, how you feel inside. Let's see. So, let's see. I just had it. Eduardo said a comment. It's a shame how censorship of the truth continues on social media. What's your opinion? Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I think it goes both ways. That if you have the light, you need the opposite to show you. And I've seen it more and more. And people are actually questioning more and more because they're starting to see different opinions and how they're censoring those opinions, which are actually saying to YouTube is saying to us, we don't want you to know this. Well, why? Then it makes people question more. So then they put this one video back up, and now I just saw today how at the Forbes just posted something, which is funny, Forbes, all about money, posted that video is wrong and people shouldn't be sharing it. But they don't tell you why it's wrong. They just say that it's wrong. And people are like, see, don't share this video. It's all wrong. Because it's making them question what it is that their belief systems. And I say if you follow blindly, then you are blind and can't see the whole picture. But that's my opinion in a nutshell.
All right. Great question. So why are you learning how to dowse? Why are you bothering to learn how to dowse? Why are you learning to be able to have a clear channel for your guidance if you don't use it? That's my question. I mean, you shouldn't even have a concern. All you have to do is dowse. You know, what's the integrity of what you're listening to from channel A, B, C, or D? And if it's 50%, it's probably as exciting as flipping a coin, probably not worth paying attention to.
Right.
If 100% resonates with you, it's probably something that you need to pay attention to. Not that it's right or wrong, but it's important for you to pay attention to. Remember, the ultimate here state to get to is when we can balance the light and dark with no judgment. So it's not as though this is, all the guys with good white hats are the good guys and all the guys with the black hats. And we have to go to high noon, we have to shoot it out. No, that's not going to happen. We do have to be able to have discernment and be able to hold the light and the dark simultaneously. Only then can the dark finish its job, which was waking us up into the light. If we fight with it, we're on the downward spiral. We're losing energy. So yeah, discernment is what you want. Know what's going on around you, but you don't need to judge, right? Because from your point of view, to be quite honest, my point of view, we don't have a clue. And whatever we think is right or wrong, that isn't necessarily true on the higher level. But we do need to know what's right or wrong for us in the moment so we can learn from it. So on one level, there's no judgment. On the higher level, we want to get to that. In the lower level, there are things that we need to be discerning about and learn about and make some decisions about what we want to do with our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we want to try and stay out of judgment. I know it sounds conflicting, but they're different levels of reality.
Right.
Did that make sense, Laura?
Yeah, it's how you look at the world. Like either you look at it with all sunshine or you look at it, it's shitty and gross out there. It's up to you, man. And I know which way I look. Which way do you look? It's up to you.
Yeah. And don't forget that, the covenant with source consciousness is if you are in your true nature, you will be guided. You will be in the right place at the right time for the next step. And that's really all you need to know.
Yeah.
The knowingness is the illusion that somehow the information that's coming to our brain from whatever we need to make decisions from that. No. If you make decisions from that, you're always in the polarity world. That's what you're not, we're here to learn to receive guidance and to follow it. Not to listen to the intellect, the brain that's processing all this stuff. I mean, the brain is great for asking questions, but the answer needs to come from your higher self connected to source. Is this correct for me? Is this important to me? Do I need to pay attention to this? Yes or no?
And that's all Tyhson and I ever say to you guys. Always, always, always listen to your own heart. Don't listen to us if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't sound right, if it's not jiving with you. Don't listen to us.
Yeah, this is a free will universe. Be a sovereign human being. Like, who's the boss? Who's
Yeah.
the boss, man? Who's the boss?
Me.
Yeah.
For me, I'm the boss for me. Yep.
Actually, you're the boss with upstairs, right?
Yes.
All right. How are we doing for time? Is there any more questions out there?
There are not. Michelle says, I highly recommend. It has been very helpful sound sessions. Good.
Thank you.
Things are moving.
All right. Is it time to call it a wrap then, if there's no more questions?
It is.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.